Okay, we are in the Perakim. We're in the Perakim Parak Bais, finishing Parak Bais, hopefully going into Parak Gimel. Bakol Echad Hu. What he says here is that, just to review quickly, that it's very important. This is a chiddush. That if a person gets too involved in avodas Hashem, in the sense of I'm doing everything with Shma and I'm doing everything with Kedusha B'Tara, it could become a balgaiva in the sense there's possible that because here you're doing something so holy, but when you do something that's so holy, you have a problem that you start looking down on people that are not doing things. They're just good Jews, just davening and just learning and just doing mitzvahs. And you'll say, look, they're doing everything, but it's just by rote. It's below dveikus. And also this arrogant person, when he sees somebody who's being osek b'taras Hashem, he's not learning with Shma. So the person will become lowly in your eyes. This is an avon plili, parak beis Perakim. And here he says a chiddush in halacha, ki be'emes, which I'm not sure if everybody agrees with. Need to look at that. But he says, ki be'emes kol inyan ataris halev ba'avodas yisbarach u'lemitzvah. The whole idea of the tahara salev, this being a tzaddik while you're doing a mitzvah, he lemitzvah v'loy likuva. It's not ma'akiv the mitzvah. Just do a mitzvah. Don't just do the mitzvah. Don't be so concerned. It's a good thing, but it's not ma'akiv anything. I said this already. I'm going to say it again. And if a person is doing all the mitzvahs correctly, he's being Shomer Shabbos, he's putting on his tefillin, he's keeping kosher, doing all the things correctly, even if he's not particularly what we would call religious about it. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it all. Nikra gam kein oived elikim ve'ahuv lefanav yisbarach. Hashem appreciates it. You're an oived elikim ve'ahuv lefanav yisbarach. But by the way, that's pretty good. Except that there's medayik that oived elikim, maybe not oived Hashem, because oived elikim is always on a lower, on a din level, on a teva level, on a Maisa level, so you're doing good. You're living correctly. I say somebody if lives in a certain kind of place, and so you say everybody's jogging every morning, so I'm going to go jogging too. So completely Shmiel Shma. It's completely Shmiel Shma. Do you get healthier or you don't get healthier? Or if everyone's eating only healthy food, so I don't want to be different than everybody and have my garbage. So I'm eating what everybody else is eating. Is it healthier or is it not healthier? Okay, Beseder. So you're not the highest madrega where I'm thinking, oh, this is healthy, this is healthy. You're not in the highest madrega, but mamela, you're healthier. So I think that's what Oived Elikim means. Am I doing it? I'm doing it. You ask everyone who enters into the army, like, what's your kavanah? Maybe they do. I don't know. You have to take an oath and all that. But if you're doing the job, you're doing the job. Nobody's going to have any tightness. It's not as good as the one who's the hero who's.
You mean not destroying the world versus attacking the world.
Okay.
This is a save versus mitzvos a save type of thing.
So what?
This is a save versus mitzvos a save type of thing. Not destroying
it. Yeah. But look, what we're talking about here in this paragraph that I just read to you is all about doing mitzvahs, Shmiel Lelouch Ma. It doesn't talk about Torah. In other words, by doing a mitzvah, I'm eating kosher, or I'm making kiddush, or I'm putting on tefillin, and I'm doing a Shmiel Lelouch Ma. So he says, okay, I did the mitzvah, and the lishma is not li'ikuva. Yeah? That's what we just said. What about Torah? What about if I learn Torah, Shmiel Lelouch Ma? And in one moment, I want to try to define our terms because it's unclear to me. But let's see the next paragraph. V'chein ha'adam ha'osek b'toras Hashem. What about now? I'm learning Torah. It's not I'm sitting and learning Torah, like we're doing right now. Afilu Shmiel Lelouch Ma. What about there? Can I do it Shmiel Lelouch Ma? So he says it's also good. Im kivadai shadayin einu b'madrega gvoya amitis is not the right way to learn Torah. The right way to learn Torah is lishma. Amnam chalila v'chalila levazoisay afilu b'leiv. You shouldn't look down. You shouldn't look down on this person at all. Adarabah. On the contrary, kol ish Yisrael mechuyev gam linag by kavod. You have to give kavod who's learning Torah. Somebody's learning Torah Shmiel Lelouch Ma. So there's the yamin, there's the small. The yamin is all the is lishma, and the small masmi'ilim ba. The left wing of spirituality is all Shmiel Lelouch Ma, but it's good. At least you're doing it. At least you're doing it. That's the thing. Do we need to? Somebody's giving tzedakah. Do we need to ask him 100 times why are you giving this tzedakah? Let's give the tzedakah. We'll talk later. I don't even mean he's doing it for covet or something. Even so, it's just occurred to me like there's a lot of diburim on the Gemara. The Gemara says that Hanoisein tzedakah al manashi yichya b'ni harezat tzadik gamar. Just one second. Hanoisein tzedakah al manashi yichya b'ni harezat tzadik gamar. What's the chiddush of the Gemara? That even though there's an ulterior motive, Shelo Lishma. So in yeshivas they say, okay, why is he a tzaddik gomer? Tzaddik gomer. Not talking about it's okay, it's a good thing to do. It's a tzaddik gomer. So in yeshivas, as I learned, that's because a person can have a number of kavanas at one time, and one's not a contradiction to the other. So for instance, I have a cup of coffee with you. So what's my kavana? One kavana is, well, let's have some coffee. It's a bonding experience. Another one is I like the taste. Third one is I want to wake up a little bit. Another one is that I want to just, I don't know, there could be, I want something warm. There could be 100 kavanas in having a cup of coffee. One is not contradicting the other one. So a person is giving tzedakah, al manashi yichya b'ni. That doesn't erase the fact that I want to help another person. That doesn't erase it. So mamela, I have two kavanas, I raise it tzaddik gomer. That's what they say. Give me a second. That's what they say. That's the yeshiva sharei. But according to this paragraph we just read, say it differently. That the kavana is not ma'akiv in asiyas hamitzvah. It's not a problem. I don't have to have a kavana when I'm doing a mitzvah. I have to do a mitzvah. And the kavanah is extra credit, but if tzaddik gomer, I could be even if I don't have kavanah. I'm giving tzedakah, al manashi yichya b'ni. Are you giving tzedakah? You're not giving tzedakah. The answer is you're giving tzedakah, you're helping out another Jew. Fine. So according to this, you don't have to come on to all the lumdus of I have 3 kavanas, 5 kavanas. I have one kavanah, al manashi yichya b'ni, but that's fine.
These don't cancel each other out sometimes?
Well, look, they do maybe in Torah, but in a mitzvah, why should it cancel itself out? Now, I'll explain it. Because in a mitzvah, the ikar is we're doing, is the key word is doing here, what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants us to do. Asiyah. Last is a mitzvah. What's my kavanah? The only kavanah that's ma'akiv, whether you said, like David said, mitzvah, tzrichas kavanah, ein tzrichas kavanah, the only kavanah that's ma'akiv, halacha l'maisa, kavanah to be yotzei the mitzvah. That's all. That's what Mishnah Berurah says in the beginning. The only kavanah that I really need is I want to be yotzei. There's a kavanah that I'm creating malachim and I'm being ma'achid olamais, or is a kavanah that what does Hashem mean that I should put on tzitzis? What does he mean? None of it is. I'm not going to say it's unimportant, but none of those things are ma'akiv the mitzvah at all. Why? Because this is a point is just do your job. Like if you're in a job, if I hire an employee, I don't care why he's doing it, just do it. I don't care what your energy is, or I just want you to do the job. Of course, it's better if you're doing it more b'kavanah.
There's a rationale behind this. If a non-Orthodox Jew, non-observant Jew, takes me out for lunch because he wants to, make a business deal with me, his kavanah is to take me out to lunch. But he's eating kosher. He's taking me to a kosher restaurant at his initiative. He's also doing a mitzvah. In the same way, a person could pray for the well-being of his son. Doesn't have to give tzedakah. You could do it with tefillah. Give tzedakah, that's an extra act. And therefore, the act itself has value.
It's separate of the kavanah.
Separate of the kavanah.
I'm giving my, so people patronize my business more. That's the only reason I'm doing it. So people know my name and they'll think I'm a good guy and they're going to come to my business work. And that's
My understanding it is, I'm not sure if this is what a fry means, but my understanding of this lumdus here is that Maisa Machshava. Maisa is what I'm doing in the world of Asiyah. Machshava is in a higher place. There's two things. Mitzvah, Lishma. Mitzvah is here, Lishma is there. Does the mitzvah have independent value without like if you write a check, you do a Maisa. If you don't have money in the bank, you didn't do the Maisa. The whole Maisa is chassid. But if the kavanah is not like having money in the bank to cover the check, the kavanah is a separate thing. So you could do the mitzvah, the Maisa, without the lishma, so you're missing on something, but it doesn't disturb the Maisa itself. No matter what my kavanah is, but that's all in the world of kavanah.
Why is Chanukah such a bad thing then? I'm giving you a gift.
It's an avera.
I'm giving you a gift.
It's an avera. Chanifas is an avera. We're not talking about doing an avera, you know. If you're giving tzedakah to the Palestinians, Amanashi Yechivani, so it doesn't make a difference what your kavanah is. It's wrong.
You have to say that because logically, if you did say that, if the two are combined, and so you don't have machshava, okay, so I won't do the mitzvah. You have to say that they're separate in some sense.
I didn't understand what you mean. What do you mean? Why?
It's the logical, because if you say that I didn't do anything without a kavanah,
Right. So you just won't do it.
so no. Most people don't have that kavanah.
Or maybe that should be the case. Maybe that should be the case. Don't do the mitzvah if you don't know how to do it. But it's for sure not the case. It's illogical, as you say. It's illogical to say, but look, on the other hand, I mean, just to take the other side, I mean, does it make any sense to put on tefillin without any kavanah at all? Just think about it for a bit before you answer me. I have no kavanah at all. I'm a koif. Maisa koif ba'alma. Does it have, what's...
But you're a mammon.
So I have kavanah latzes. In other words, I have God in my mind
Hashem told
someplace.
them to do it.
That's the kavanah. Hashem. What if you're an atheist?
I don't have. He told me to do it.
What if you're an atheist? I'll put it on. You want me to put it on? I'll put it on. What do I... Huh? Cultural. Yeah. So you got to believe that most people that get cornered by Chabad, that when they're doing the mitzvah, they have some kavanah. Like, okay, do a mitzvah. No, but if you put it on somebody while they're sleeping, let's say, like, no kavanah at all.
Mitzvahs ain't true.
But you need to have kavanah, let's say.
Mitzvahs masios.
Right. I'm saying it's not so logical. It's not so purely. I'm just making this point. It's not so purely logical to me. We could be movalbal that if I don't have any kavanah, like what am I doing already?
Is there an assumption if you've done the act, there's some level of
What?
you did an act, you're doing it.
So the Gemara says a case that if I lose money in the street, I didn't even know I lost it, and an ani comes and picks it up. It's a Gemara. An ani comes and picks it up. I'm a kind of mitzvah tzedakah. I didn't even know I did the tzedakah. I wouldn't have done it if I knew. I would have told that guy to get lost. but afal pikein, I'm a kind of mitzvah tzedakah. Why? Because of the world of Asiyah. I did what I'm supposed to do. Tachlis, I did what I'm supposed to do. It doesn't require kavanah. Hashem created me to do stuff. So do stuff. Somebody's planting oranges. It doesn't make a difference to me why he's planting the oranges.
There's no Misa there.
What? Planting oranges.
Is it losing money? Is there a Misa?
So the Gemara says a chiddush. Even that's called a Misa. So of course, the money's going from your rishus to his rishus.
It's a Misa.
Avar's rishus. What?
Where's the kavanah asiyas mitzvah in that?
Nothing. That's us.
Bidi avid mitzvahs masios don't need
Because the Evid mitzvahs ain't tzrichas kavanah.
You've done action.
No, mitzvahs lot says. So why not kamina? If somebody
L'chatchila. It's
I'm
l'chatchila.
sitting there, somebody walks over and puts tefillin on me. So
What we say, this is the right you do.
Not mitzvahs masios, bidi avid, you know.
What if they steal money from me?
You're both taking two sides of a bir halacha. But okay, it's ain't
But if the person,
ain't common claim. The what? What is the opposite?
Somebody,
You steal by
walking in, by accident, after he eats a banana, you put the peel on the side of his bag, and fell on his bag, and now a banana peel in the field, on the street, and somebody slipped a banana peel. So now did he do an Avera because...
Mishnah Baba Kama? Well,
Okay, so then why can't we refer to mitzvah?
Nezik is a different.
It could be the difference. I mean, here's the challenge. You could mitzvahs leisa say, the mitzvahs I say. Because by leisa say, I have no kavanah, but I didn't destroy anything. I didn't do anything that destroys anything. Do I need kavanah to eat, not to eat chazan? No.
Well, but let's say I'm stealing something and I don't realize I'm stealing it. I steal it. I thought it's my food and it's your food. My apple, it's your apple. So, did I do something wrong or not?
Shaggy.
Okay. Shagging is an aver. You bring a korban. Bring a korban for such a thing. So what do we see from there? That a fartrunken a maisa without any kavanah at all. No kavanah. Tzaddik, I wouldn't take your apple.
But Nezik might be different.
Might be. I'm saying, so there's what to talk here, but what you see, underlining point is that a maisa without kavanah is also a maisa. That's all I'm saying. Maisa without kavanah. So let's go further. I don't want to get stuck here. But what about, this is all talking about mitzvahs. What about Torah? What about Torah? So, chen ha'adam, chen ha'adam, Isaac v'teres Hashem afilu Shmiel Shma. Vaday adayin eino b'madrega gavoya amitis. Amnum chalila v'chalila levazoisei afilu b'leiv. You can't look down on somebody who's learning Torah Shmiel Shma. Now we know. Let me just ask this question. We know the kavanah of a mitzvah minimally is Hashem told us to do it, so I'm doing it. Right? What's the kavanah of limanat Torah? The same thing, or something more to it? What is the kavanah? You came here to share today. What's the kavanah of limanat Torah? Hashem said to do it, so I'm doing it. Is that the same thing, or is there something more to it? Is it like instructive?
Well, I expect to grow from it. I expect to change from doing it. It's not. I expect to get some benefit from it, not just because I'm supposed to.
Intellectual benefit.
Intellectual, spiritual benefit.
Right, and a mitzvah.
A specific mitzvah, yes. But if I'm learning Torah,
No, but I'm saying if I'm doing a regular mitzvah, so even if it's a chok, I don't know what I'm growing, I don't know what I'm getting, I'm just doing it.
I have an assumption that all those things are happening because Hashem told me to do it.
And it's making good things. So I'm saying, distinguish, what's the difference between Torah and mitzvahs, is there? True, but why? Talmud Torah can I go cool, but why?
Torah requires some help.
Meaning you're bringing a proof that it's different. So what, I'm just asking a simple thing. What's the kavan? Minimal kavan, learning Torah.
Shem command?
How about you have to have one? Otherwise it's just, I mean, if I learn Torah, I don't understand the words, I'm not yet.
Chayr.
I thought if there's a gigia, there's an effort to get schar. You don't understand?
The what?
But
To
Torah,
get schar if you're gigia, even if you don't understand.
if you're trying to understand.
If you learn wrong shot, you get a mitzvah? Probably. But if you just
Certainly helpful.
there's this idea, we're gonna at 120 years old, we're gonna come to Olam Haba. They say, okay, good, you learned Torah for 3 minutes.
But can you distinguish here? If a person's not a man, so if someone puts tefillin on them, they've done a masa. But if they go to a Jewish studies course and they're,
Yeah, I would say it's nothing.
then it's not.
No, I'm not saying, but I would say it's nothing
Because
because
it's tefillin different than the Torah.
this is the
Here he's
chiddush.
saying Torah's Hashem. He's not just saying Torah.
Right, so is it different with the tefillin than with the Torah? Tefillin at least. done the
Doing a
action.
ma'isa, that's in the world of Asiyah.
Right. Whereas
Torah-
go to Jewish studies course, you're studying university, you're studying to get an A.
Okay, studying to get a degree in Torah, so
To get an A.
in Judaic studies, for whatever reason. So where is that a mitzvah in Asiyah or is that a mitzvah in Bria or Yitzira?
If it's not Torah Hashem,
I'm just saying,
if it's not Torah Hashem,
let's not be
you're getting
negative.
the
What
ideas.
should be my kavanah? That's all
You're
I'm
getting
asking.
if it's Torah Hashem, if you're not doing it as Torah Hashem, but you're getting the ideas. Is that still?
Is it a mitzvah?
Talmud Torah?
Can you make birchas
Is
HaTorah
it
on that?
Talmud Torah?
So the Gemara says, why was there a Chorban Beis HaMikdash? Because Shloi Baruch Hu b'Torah Tchila. We didn't make a bracha on the Torah. What does that mean? We learn Torah, but not for religious reasons, just for making a bracha on Torah would signify that I'm learning Torah for religious reasons. I made a bracha. So, Lo Baruchu B'Torah Tchila. And therefore we had a Churban Beis Hamikdash. Terrible. On the other hand, that doesn't make it usher. It doesn't mean that they didn't learn Torah. It just means that the lack of religiosity in it caused the Churban Beis Hamikdash.
Is that the kind of?
No, you're looking at me weird.
Maybe I didn't understand what you said.
What is the Gemara saying? They say we don't have a Beis Hamikdash today, for example. So maybe because we're not learning Torah Lishma enough. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't learn Torah Shaloi Lishma. So here he brings, his thesis is, he brings from the Zohar Mefurish, the next paragraph, that even if somebody learns Torah Shaloi Lishma, I'm just struggling with what is the Lishma altogether. So I want to show you something. I brought a Rambam. This is a Rambam. The Rambam says in Hilchos Talmud Torah, in Hilchos Tshuva, Parak Yud Halacha Hey, says the Rambam, Kol ha'oisek, listen carefully, Kol ha'oisek b'Torah kedei lekabel schar, o kedei shaloi tagia alav peronius, hareza oisek shaloi lishma. Let's do that again. You're learning Torah. Why are you learning Torah? You want to get schar. Talmud Torah Keneged Kulam. You want to get schar. Oh, Kadesh Loi Tagia Alav Peranius, the Gemara says in the Brachas that if you're learning Torah, so it's making you from Peranius. Keeps bad things away. So that all goes into Harez, that's in the category of Hareza Oisek Shaloi Lishma. But anybody who learns Torah, Loi Liyira, not because you're afraid, V'loi L'kabel Schar. Ella, what's the other choice? Mipnei Avas Adoin Kol Haaretz. Shetziva Ba. Hareza Oisek Ba Lishma. So the Rambam importantly defines the Lishma, Shaloi Lishma. Shaloi Lishma is, I like the Segula of the Torah. And Lishma is, I'm doing it just out of Ava, even if I get nothing out of this at all. I'm just learning Torah. Rabbi Akiva, just learning Torah.
Because it's a mitzvah.
For what reason?
He said,
Why am I learning Torah?
he says because it's a
Avas Hashem.
Oh, it's Abbas Hashem.
That's what he says.
That the Lashon is
Awareness.
mitzvah, is mitzvah, he said.
It's true.
Kol ha'isek ba loy liyira v'loy l'kabel schar, ela mipnei ahavas adoin kol haaretz shetziva ba. Hashem told me to learn Torah. That's the key word. Hareza oisek ba lishma. So we have a good definition of lishma, but more important, we have a new definition of shelo lishma. Lo lishma means I'm learning Torah. I presume, like many of us, much of the time, learning Torah for schar, learning Torah to be Megan. Torah's Megan Umatzel saves you from Peronius. It's good, right? There's a lot of good things to learning Torah, but that's shaloi lishma. What he doesn't cover is, what if I learn Torah for kavod? What if I learn Torah to get a degree? What if I learn Torah for money? What happens then?
Get a job to teach.
Yeah, but so stop. If I want to get paid in Kollel, I have to come. I have to learn Torah in some kind. So Shelo Lishma. It's not. In other words, it's worse than Shelo Lishma. That's not even on the list. Shelo Lishma means for Peronius. This is a very important thing. There's Lishma, Shelo Lishma. Let's do it the other way. Lishma, Shelo Lishma, and then off the charts. Off the charts is, I'm doing it for my own personal gishmak. I like learning Torah. I enjoy it. Yes, which it is. You know, we happen to be lucky that Torah is very beautiful.
But the Rambam is taking a very purist approach. When he defines what is the Shema, it's very specific. Do it only because Hashem.
Avas ha'adain
Avas Adon
kol haaretz.
So that's very clear. Everything else is what Lishma.
That's not what he says, though.
That's not what he says.
Right.
But by inference.
That's why I'm reading it as Rambam. But I'm reading this Rambam to point out the following, that I understand what Lishma is. We all understand what Lishma is. What the Chiddush here is, what Shaloi Lishma? Shaloi Lishma is I'm doing it for Yira. Yira, Ava. Okay, but there's another million steps. So
Is Shilal Lishma.
that's not Torah, that's a mitzvah.
Tzedakah. But what if you learn Torah al Menashe?
Doesn't say that in the Gemara, right?
Huh?
Could be that's nothing. Could be it's bad. Amru Chachamim, it says tzedakah. It doesn't say. Amru Chachamim. Now the Chachamim say, La'olam yasek adam b'Torah afilu shaloi lishma shemitach shaloi lishma ba lishma. True or false that the Gemara says that?
Whose definition of lishma?
The quote, is it a correct quote or not a correct quote?
Torah, it says by Torah, that's like the Torah.
La'olam yasek adam b'Torah afilu shaloi lishma shemitach shaloi lishma ba lishma. It's correct? No. The Gemara says, Lo'ilam yasek adam b'Torah ube mitzvos shaloi lishma shemitach shaloi lishma ba lishma. Saita Chav Beis Nazir Chav Gimel. Doesn't say anywhere in the Chazal b'Torah. It says b'Torah ube mitzvos, meaning Torah and mitzvos are equal. Comes the Rambam, and he makes a distinction between Torah and mitzvos. Says I'm talking about Torah now. So Torah, what's the distinction? Why? Why does he say what the Gemara says? Amar Chacham lo'ilam yasek adam b'Torah afilu shaloi lishma shemitach shaloi lishma ba lishma. So that's a half a quote, which is a huge difference. Lefichach, says the Rambam, halacha l'maisa kishemalabdim es haktanim. When you teach children, as nashim, la'aratzim, ein malabdim oisam elo la'avoid miyira. It's okay to teach them. You should teach them to learn Torah miyira. It says here you should teach Nashim to learn Torah. Kishem malamdim es haktanim ves hanashim uklal amei haaretz ein malamdim noisam elo lavoid miyira ukadei lakabel schar. Torah.
How to do that?
The avoid of Torah. Ad shetarbe daitam v'yischachmu chachma yisera, and then, let's say a kid grows up, as he's growing up, megalim lohem razeh, you tell him the secret. Ma'at, but not all at one time. Little by little, you tell them the secret. Margilanois, what's the secret? Avas Hashem. Margilanois and linyan zebenachas. Go slowly with this. Ad shiasigu v'yadu v'yavdu v'ava. Like, do not skip steps. This is, do not, don't throw this Avas Hashem on a kid.
Reishis Chochma Yiras Hashem.
Reishis Chochma Yiras Hashem. So he's telling us, there's two big Kedushim here. 3. Number 1 is the Pirush of Shaloi Lishma is Miyira. So let the Rambam speak to us. First thing is, when I'm talking about Shaloi Lishma, I'm talking about by Yira, as opposed to Ava.
Yiras Hashem or Yira, like you have to do this, like you have to go to school.
Kol Isaac ba loyla Yira v'loyla kabel schar. Don't know. I presume Yiras Hashem. That's the way I understand it. The second thing is, what I'm talking to you now about, says the Rambam, is only Torah, not mitzvahs. Mitzvahs might be different. As the Nefesh Hachaim points out, that by mitzvahs, the ikar is the maisa. Kavanah is mamash extra credit. But now I'm talking about by Torah. You with me? Now by Torah, not mitzvahs. Mitzvahs, the Nefesh Hachaim says, just the maisa. What about Torah? So Torah, it says in the Rambam, that you have to have some, even the Shaloi Lishma has to have some Lishma to it. Dahainu, you're doing it Miyira or L'Kabel Schar. Still a religious exercise, let's say. But I'm not doing it Lishma as it was intended to be done for Avas Hashem. So he says that's good and that's the right way to do, and you only, why does he say to be so careful not to do it Me'ava to begin with? Because it's not realistic. If you'll tell a kid, something like you said before, if you'll tell a kid, learn Torah, why? Why should I learn Torah? Why should I go to school and learn Torah? So if you tell a kid to do it because of Avas Hashem, he's going to end up not doing it. It's not a smart thing to to say. You have to give a very real Gashmias reason for doing it. So it could be candy, it could be whatever it might be. So you have to, and la'at. He says, la'at, because otherwise, I think actually it's exactly what you said. Otherwise, you can take away the whole mice. But that's by Torah. So then there's Torah Shiloi Ma, which he doesn't say, by the way. So that's talking about, so the Gemara, Lekanter. But it's more than that, according to the Rambam. Lekintur, as it's not good in my book, how does it say in here? Lekintur, meaning you're just doing it to put other people down. That's only one example of the Shiloi Lishma, which is usher. But the truth of this, that the Rambam says in Hilchos Talmud Torah, which I don't have in front of me, that anytime you're learning Torah lahanos atzmai, it's usher, because you're nana midivrei Torah. You're not allowed to have hana from, it's like having hana from hektish.
What do you do with Igletal? Igletal says Agdama.
It's the same thing. He argues with this. Igletal and the Rav Shulchan Aruch argue with this Rambam. Not what you do with it. He brings the Rambam. And he argues with it, but that's good bakiyas.
Rabbi, what does he mean in the middle ground? I can understand a person has only kavana lo lishma, or only the kavana lishma according to his conditions. What's the middle ground mean? Is he suggesting by this la'at that there is no middle ground for lishma?
There is. You start from Yira and you go up to Ava, but there's nothing beyond Yira.
So, meaning there's no recognition of Torah lishma unless you've perfected it, or if you have a blend of some lishma kavana and you also have these other kavanas.
No, that's what we say. We have a halacha, a chiddush and halacha of shaloi lishma ba lishma, which the Rambam says for some reason only by Torah. I think there's reasoning for it. There's only by Torah. And so the two bookends here is the shaloi lishma is yira or lekabel schar, two things, and the lishma, and you can't go further than that. And the lishma is ava. You can't go further than that either. Well, you're going to go further than ava. So you're not becoming God here. But here's the thing. So it comes to Egleital and the Rav Shulchan Aruch, and they say, what about like if you're learning to know what to do? Let's say you're learning. Right. So the Gemara says, I'm just saying, the Gemara says, let's leave. I don't want to complicate it here with the. It's not even the Rav Shulchan Aruch. It's in the Kuntra Zachar, but in Hilchos Talmud Torah. But let's say you're. The Gemara says you're not allowed to teach a Talmud Sheina Hagun. Hagun. What's that? What's the case? Not allowed to teach a Talmud Sheina Hagun. And it says terrible things if I teach a Talmud Sheina Hagun. What? So what does Eino Hagun mean? You're asking.
He might come to be the counter.
Pashat Pshat is he's not religious.
Okay.
So you know what the Rav Shulchan Aruch says? Take a chance. That's what he says. He says take a chance because maybe there's a part of it. I think this is what everyone's saying. I'm just saying maybe there's a part of him which is learning at least Shaloi Lishma. And the Shaloi, even though he's got a big mouth and he's saying, yeah, I hate this stuff, I'm learning it, I'm just doing it, I don't want to do it, I just want to do it Lekanter. But even in such a case, there's an element of, not Lishma, but an element of Shaloi Lishma Hamutares, this is what Rav Shulchan Aruch says. And therefore, maybe we have to, I want to show you the Rav Shulchan Aruch inside. Do you know where it is? Do you know where it is? I think it's right by my seat. The last chiluk.
He teaches Lekanter as the taunt.
Taunt, okay. You're coming to be Mitzayir Talmidei Chachamim.
I'm curious, the ones who are fighting are the ones who are most likely to come from.
In all of education. we like them. But that fighting is not, you mean Lekanter?
Not Lekanter like to put down, but Lekanter like, how to say this is true? How could this be? Why?
That's not
question.
That's not taunting.
What is taunting? How do you define it?
Taunting is aggression.
Stuff stupid.
the hurt.
Rabbis are spinning
It's the hurt.
arguments on pinheads.
To slug it up. It could also be looked onto.
No.
I want to show how
We're talking
stupid.
about
No,
to
content means,
to deprecate,
taunt means
to
to,
say this stuff is
means
stupid.
to cause pain.
Look how stupid this stuff is. Not, I don't agree with it. How can you say that? I disagree.
Or to be belittled.
Here's the Rav Shulchan Aruch Kuntres Achron. Perak Daled in Hilchos Talmud Torah. And the Kuntres Achron, this is the Haggais that he wrote after Kuntres Achron, right? Achron. He wrote it after he wrote the Rav Shulchan Aruch. He wrote this. Aleph. Ayin Rambam Perak Gimel Halacha Hey. We just did that. L'chayr Tzarchin. Rexlicha Kasha, your Kasha, I think. Hagam b'shar ma'asim nami amrin hachi. Why? No, it's my kasha. Why does he only say this by Torah? Why doesn't he say it by mitzvos? Hagam b'shar ma'asim nami amrin hachi. Soite memzayim. Lo ilum yasik b'Torah u b'mitzvos. Okay, I didn't know he asked that. Shibuschar, and what's the proof? Because the Gemara says the whole proof for this thesis that lo ilum yasik on the b'Torah u b'mitzvos shaloi lishma we learn out from Balak. Shebeschar mem beis karbanos, the Gemara says that Balak brought 42 karbanos to Hashem, completely because Bilam told him that this is a good luck thing for you to do, and you'll be able to kill Jews if you do this. But because sof kol sof, he brought these karbanos to Hashem, so Zachav Yatzum Imenu Rus, Amoavia, granddaughter of Balak. So it's a good tazach. So the Gemara says, you see, even a Russia is doing something Shmiel Shma, it's a good thing. So why does the Rambam leave out Gam Rambam Kosav Kain Seif Hilchos Tshuva Gam Benoshim Shipturis Talmud Torah? Also, it wasn't B'Dayik in the Rambam that it says you should teach Torah to women. We have that diuk also. The truth is they're pater from Talmud Torah. Levadai the mitzvos asu shaper shah mitzvah nasa kitikuna al kol panim el shemach shavta el shem mitzvah. So here he says exactly what the Nefesh Hachaim says. And that is that when it comes to mitzvahs, self kol self, you're doing the mitzvah. And if you're doing the mitzvah, even if your kavanah is wrong, it's okay.
Still in action.
Avol b'talmud Torah, still in the world of Ma'aseh. Avol b'talmud Torah, kishul loy made veinu makayim. Now this is his taich. Talmud Torah, let's say I'm learning, but I have no intention of ever keeping this stuff. I'll learn it. See, we're all learning. You learn how to Torah halacha, so you think to yourself, I'm going to try to keep that. But it's not like if somebody says I have no interest in keeping, just sort of curious about it. I'm just interested, all right. What about a person who learns Torah? This is a new case, and he's not Makayim Mashaloimed. Hare Olav Namar Ula Rasha Amar Elokim Malach Olasaper Chukai. Pasuk in Tillim. Why are you learning Torah? You have no interest in listening to me. Why are you doing this? It's a Russia. Bisal Kedaita Chamina, he says, I would have thought Shiroy Eloi Shaloi Yilmaid, so it must be better that he doesn't learn, making yourself into a Russia. Kimash Milan comes the Rambam and he says, Da'afilu Hachi, a Talmud maybe L'dei Maisa L'Besoiv. It's okay, you'll end up doing. Rambam doesn't say that. Al kol panim sha'amor sheba machzira l'muta. Because the light of the Torah, as we've so often heard, somehow or another has a way of going into the person and causing good deeds.
He's saying that B'Shem the Rambam or Chazal?
Rambam doesn't say that.
No, wait, he's saying in the Chazal. It's not touching
Well,
the
he thinks that. I think he's trying to.
He says
B'sayvay lilmay l'lakayim l'shma. I ain't malamdin l'talmud sheino hagun. So he's saying it himself. And if I'm right that it's kedai to learn shaloi l'shma, he's not being. He's medayik in half the Rambam, not the other half of the Rambam. He's medayik in half of the Rambam that says it's only Torah and not mitzvahs. But he's not medayik in the fact that of what l'shma is, what his rules of l'shma is. So it says, ein malamdin l'talmud she'eino hagun, which would mean that if a person has no intention of keeping the Torah, I shouldn't teach him. Yesh loymar. So he says, I want to say pshat like this, he says, the Balatani. Harav ein sarech lahaschnisas atzmei lebeis hasafek. Rav doesn't have to start questioning this. Shama lo yachzer boy. Nimsa zerek even lemarkolis. Abel hu atzmei chayiv lahachnis es atzmei. To my yafsid afshashi. What do you? Let's make it clear. What does the Rav have to lose by teaching a Talmud she'eino hagun? Afshashi goes nasim kizdainos. Well, one thing you have to lose, and before he was a shogeg, now he's amazing. That's one thing you have to lose. Better not to teach him Torah. But ain't have said that loss. He's doing like a numbers game. Ain't have said shakel keneged scharai. Take a look at the other side. Let's say it's good Torah. Let's say he starts keeping even one thing. Im yiske v'yasir lemutav v'im lo yiske damai b'roishay v'aliteu. So let's say I'm the Rebbe. So now I have to make a cheshbon. On the one hand, if I teach you Torah, I'm going to take your shogeg and turn it into a mezid. On the other hand, let's say you're going to keep something. Something's going to sink in from what I'm teaching you. So now, I should teach you Torah because of that. And if I don't, and you don't keep the mitzvah, damai b'roishay, now I get in trouble. Why didn't you teach them Torah? So, like, oily mi yitzri, oily mi yitzri. Like, what am I supposed to? There's an English expression, but I'll stick with the oily mi yitzri.
And if you do, then if you don't.
Thank you. I wasn't having a hard time thinking about it. I was having a hard time saying it. But the Nakuda here is, so comes the Rav Shulchan Aruch, which is probably one of the makaros for the whole Chabad movement, is take a chance at it. Because what are you going to do? Okay, your worst comes to worst, you turn them into a mason. That's pretty bad, actually. You turn them into a mason. But what's the other choice? That you're going to deprive him of a mitzvah? So he says, Ein hafseidoi shakel keneged scharayim yiske v'yasur l'mutav. If he leaves the Ra and he goes to the Mutta because of something you said, v'im lo yiske damai b'roishay. Oh, the other way. And if he doesn't keep it, so it's his problem anyways. Halitei l'Rasha. You're allowed to help Rishonim do bad things. V'gam ha'rav. Yesh lemer tzarech lahachnes esatzmei l'beis ha'savik. A Rav should take a chance on this. Take the gamble. Im yevsher binyan acher. Unless you have another choice, if you could first be makar of him and then teach him Torah, so good. His maskana is that you should put the left and bring him closer with the right. So his maskana is not the Pashat Pshat in the Rambam. Pashat Pshat in the Rambam is that if you're not going to do me'yira l'chol ha'pachas, so then better you shouldn't learn Torah at all. And he says, no, take a chance. So maybe not only a Rav with the Talmud, we can take a chance on ourselves, let's say. We can take a chance on ourselves that, well, even I'm not sure if I'm doing it me'yira, but take a chance. Fact is, it might bring me to better hanhaga in terms of Torah mitzvah. So, but Tachlis, the Rambam, let's go back to, let's end with where we started this Rambam.
And those are Rambam Talmud Torah, and it's Talmud Torah that he's discussing. Or the one in Hilchos Tshuva.
Rambam's in Hilchos Tshuva. The Rambam Hilchos Talmud Torah also doesn't say, I don't think, Torah mitzvahs. But for sure here, he doesn't say Torah mitzvahs, so let's just leave it with this. The Rambam doesn't say Torah mitzvahs. He does say that when it comes to Torah, we can say, Shmiel Lelouch Ma, but the Shmiel Lelouch Ma has to be Yira, and it could be that he doesn't say mitzvahs, because mitzvahs have a different Hagdara, and the Hagdara of mitzvahs is not only Yira, any reason you do. Even if you do mitzvahs l'kanter, you still did a Ma'aseh mitzvah. You still...
Does he say with the mitzvah tzedakah, if you have $1,000, it's better to give the dollar?
Same thing, same idea. Right. Now, let's say he's asking you for money, and he's really irritating you, so you take it and you throw it at him, l'kanter. Okay, good, throw some more. The mitzvah is a mitzvah. So of course the mitzvah is a mitzvah. So the Rambam isolates this in Hilchos Tshuva over here, and he talks about Torah, I think, because over here the Torah is Shmiel Lelouch Ma. You have stronger parameters of what Shmiel Lelouch Ma is. But the Nefesh Hachaim, which we have to continue on Thursday, says even by Torah Shmiel Lelouch Ma, probably he means the Rambam Shmiel Lelouch Ma. Yeah, the opposite of the Balatanya. So let's let that sink in, and let's go over that machlekes very briefly on Thursday. Seems to be a clear machlokes in the Shmiel Lelouch Ma. Okay.
Baltanya
Shavua Tovim Mavorach.
Baltanya talks about a suffix. He's saying any situation.